Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I am working on a fall sign. I picked up two of these really large, they're calling these, they're just calling them a wood plank. You would think it would have something more special than that, but that is the number for that thing. If anybody is, come on, focus camera. If anybody is looking for that, it's not going to focus. Well, there we go. So you can just pause that if you want that number. But anyway, I have two of these. Now these things are, I forget, I measured them in my haul, but I don't remember. They're like almost 23 inches. So they're a really nice size. And they have like this wood veneer on the front and the back, and then the center of it here, you can see that it's like that MDF or pressed cardboard or whatever they make that from. So I'm going to take two of these actually, and I'm going to glue them together. You don't necessarily have to do that, but I'm going to have mine standing by my fireplace, and I was just afraid just the single one might just warp too much. But if you're going to hang it, you could just do the one if you'd like. So we're going to put these two together. We're going to make a little platform for the back of this because I want to incorporate a tealight candle to sit up here and light up this pumpkin. I thought that would be really cute standing next to my fireplace. I just have an electric fireplace. It's not, you know, like a big fireplace, but I thought this would look really cute for fall. So I'm going to glue these together here, and then I'm going to take some of this lightweight spackling. You can get this at Dollar Tree, or you could use wood filler, whatever you happen to have. And I'm going to fill in the holes because I don't need the holes because mine's going to be standing. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wood glue here and try to get these pumpkins to match up nicely. Get my paint out of the way. I'll show you that there in a second. So I am just going to go all around. I'm going to use the Dollar Tree Super Glue wood glue. This stuff works amazing. I really, really like this stuff. So I want to get some around that pumpkin there. Go down around the edge here. You don't want to get too close to your edge because then it tends to all ooze out on you. So I'm just going to, whoops, that's probably too close to the edge. Anyway, I'll just put a little bit down the center. Alright, so that should hold that just fine. So now I'm going to get these two together, and I have some of my clamps that I got at Dollar Tree. And now the first thing I want to do is just make sure this matches up really good with these two pumpkins, and luckily these are cut out pretty nicely. And then you can get these wood clamps at Dollar Tree, or if you already have some, and just clamp that down. These are not cut out perfectly, it's a little off, but if I try to move it and make the boards completely even, well, then the pumpkin's not going to look right. So we're just going to clamp that together. I figured I'd put 6 of them on here. Set this aside to dry. And there we go. There's our two boards together, and I think that matches up pretty well. See what I mean? It's just a little bit off. None of them are exactly the same size, but luckily the cutouts are, so that will look good. So we're going to set that aside and let it dry. Oh, actually, I'm going to put the spackling in here too, so that can be drying at the same time. And I always like to put a little extra in here so it sticks up, and since there's a hole in the back, you're going to want to put your finger back there. And I just really just shove it in there. Make a little bubble up on the top so you have a little bit to sand off, make it nice and smooth so it doesn't like have that sunken look to it. Alright, let's get this one done here. Yeah, that's all you got to do for these. Nothing hard about it. And this lightweight spackling works pretty good. I really prefer wood filler, but just for this is fine. Just for a little decoration. Alright, so that is that mess right there. This stuff sands off really easy, so I don't mind having it stick up like that too much. Now the wood filler, that's another story. That's a lot harder to get off. I need a paper towel. Here we go. Alright, and now for my letters I'm going to paint all these. It's going to say welcome down the center, and that fall across the bottom. I thought that would be a really cute idea. So those I'm going to paint in this. This I got actually at Michael's. They were on sale for $1. The Craft Smart Premium Chalky Acrylic Paint. And this is rich brown. So I'm going to paint those this rich brown color. I'm going to paint the whole plank there. That's going to be in the sheepskin color because I want to decoupage some fall napkins on it too. I thought that would be real pretty. So I have a couple of these different napkins. You can find these in your grocery stores or anywhere now. Christmas Tree Shop, Hobby Lobby, sometimes you can find some. I'm pretty sure this one I got at my grocery store, and this one may have been sent to me from a subscriber. And I may use this side. I'm not sure which side's going to match my paint the best. We'll see after I get it painted. But I figured I'd put, these pumpkins on the bottom and then cut out a few leaves here and there to go up the sides. And I think that will look really pretty. So here are all my letters that spell Welcome Fall. We're just going to set them there for a second because we have one more thing to glue. I'm going to make a little shelf right behind the plank to hold a tea light candle. And I have these brown ones that someone had sent me and they're really pretty, but you could use any kind. If you wanted to paint it a different color, you can. But I'm making a little shelf for this to sit on right behind that pumpkin cutout. So I decided for this one to use these Dollar Tree wood craft cubes. You get 36 of them in here, only because those tumbling blocks that we were using for everything are really, really hard to find right now. But they seem to have lots of these right now, so I figured I would do this in these. So you're going to need 9 of those. I think, no, wait a minute, I'm lying. 11, I decided, because I'm going to put a couple underneath to support it. So you're just going to take, I like to do these in 3s. I'm just going to glue these 9 together. Put a little glue on one side here, a little glue on the other side of this guy. And we're going to glue those like that. Make sure they're nice and even on one side. Now these aren't cut out perfectly either. I found that these are pretty much all different sizes. So you want to make your bottom and this side nice and flat because we're going to glue more of these together. I just kind of mess around with them to see which way they kind of fit the best. You kind of spin them around a little bit. You'll see what I mean if you have these, or if you've worked with them before, you guys know. Alright, so we're going to glue those 3. And I don't think I got out all 11 of these, did I? No. Excuse me. Huh. I thought I did. Oh, sorry guys, I gotta make the crinkle. I need 3 more out of here. There we go. Yeah, these are great. You get 36 in here. You can do all kinds of things with these little blocks. So, alright, so I'm going to take those 3 and those 3 and I'm going to glue them together. This is real simple. This is going to be on the back. You're not going to see this anyway. Alright, let's see. There we go. So we're just going to glue 3 more here. Like so. And then, whoops, that's not dry yet. We're just going to glue those 3 on here too. Right here. And that is our little platform of 9 little blocks. Now I'm going to paint all these the same color as I paint the whole plank, and that's going to be in that sheepskin color. And like I said, these are going to be on the back. You're not really going to see it, but to have it nice and finished, I paint the same color, and then that is what's going to hold our little tea light candle on the back. And then I'm going to put these 2 underneath just for some support. So I'm going to paint them also the same sheepskin color. So let me set those aside. I already have a set that's drying here. I figured I'd get a little head start. So let me set these over here so I don't mix them up and try to glue on the ones that aren't done yet. Alright. So this is the one that's already dry. And I can put these other 2 away. Okay. So that is it for the gluing for now until we get all finished here. Actually, I'm probably going to glue this on the back before I paint the back because, excuse me, the wood glue just works better when you're doing the wood on wood. Once you put the paint on, sometimes it'll pop off the paint. So we're going to glue that on before we paint the back. And now for the letters, I'm just going to take this chalky paint here. This was a great deal. These were all on clearance. And of course I went back and there was none left, but I'm just going to paint a couple of them here. You guys know how to do this. I just want to show you the color mainly. I wanted to make this like a dark rich brown so it'll kind of show up a little bit better with the, you know, the decoupage and stuff that's going to be on there. I don't know if I'm going to outline these letters yet. We'll see. But you kind of got to get the edges on these too because they're a little thick. But these are pretty nice letters. These are all from Dollar Tree. I think everything here is from Dollar Tree except the paint, like usual, and the napkins this time. But they do have some nice fall napkins too that you could use on this at Dollar Tree. I did a DIY the other day with some of them and they worked out really nice. So if you can find some of their pretty fall napkins, then you can make this a true Dollar Tree DIY. Alright, so that is going to be the color of my letters. So I'll finish painting all these up off camera. Nothing special there, they're just all getting painted the same color. And let's see. And then these are going to get painted with the sheepskin color. I love this color. Let me open my other one up over here. And I hope I have enough because I really need to get out and get some paint. And sometimes that's hard to come by. Alright. So this is going to be the color of my blocks and my plank to start with. And I'm just probably going to give this just one coat on this little shelf that goes back there. Let me get my scrap paper over here before I make a mess. And yeah, I thought that would be real easy just to put these little wooden blocks together. We're just going to paint up our shelf. And that is what color that is. So I'll probably end up giving these two coats, probably not the shelf, I'll probably just do this one because it looks pretty good. And then the one side here, I'm going to leave that, I'm not going to paint this side because that's going to get glued onto the wood. So I don't want to glue the paint. So we'll leave that side and then the other three sides in the bottom are going to get painted. And same thing with this block, I'm going to leave one side that I'm not going to paint because that's what's going to get glued onto the back of the plank. So I think that is all I can do right now until everything dries here. I have to wait for my glue to dry, and then all I'm going to do on this is same thing, same color. I'm just going to paint this with the sheepskin color, and we'll see if it needs two coats or not. I'm not quite sure. Or you could do a stain on this too, which would probably be really nice if you wanted to do something different like that, because this does have a nice wood veneer on it. But I do want a decoupage on this, so I am going to paint it in that color. So as soon as all this stuff dries, I'll go ahead and paint this with the sheepskin paint, and when everything's finished drying, we'll come back and finish this up. Okay, I got all this done. I didn't do the back yet. I'm going to do that after I glue that piece on there. I'll finish that up later. But I'm going to put my letters on here. These are all nice, this nice brown color now. And I measured here, it made a line, a really light line with a pencil, and you need like a nice white eraser to get that off of there when you're done. But I measured in 2 3/4 inches as the center of this thing, and I just made a little line down here so I get my letters on hopefully straight. And then I measured up 3.5 inches on the bottom and made a line, and that's where I'm going to place my forward. So I'm just going to hot glue these letters on. You could use the wood glue if you wanted to, but I think this will be fine with just some hot glue on these, because it doesn't take much to hold these on here. And you're just going to line it up with your line that you made here and hopefully get that on there nice and straight. And we're going to put our welcome right down the center here. I didn't measure in between, I'm just going to kind of place these just a little bit away from each other, not too far. I think that looks good there. Too much here, I don't want it oozing out on me. I started cutting out some of my images. I'll show you guys who haven't seen me do it yet. I'll just do a real quick demonstration here how I cut my images out of the napkins. And if you wanted to, you could decoupage this first, but I kind of wanted to be white behind the letters. So I'm going to put most of my stuff on here last and just kind of fill it in with some leaves and things. But you could always, you know, decoupage underneath this too if you wanted to. But I kind of wanted it to be white underneath. Okay, there we have our welcome. And now down here on the bottom I have my little line where I'm going to put my fall. Now let me set these on here real quick because I'm not sure, get that glue web out of there, exactly where I want to start here. These just fit nice. Alright, I think that looks good right there. Line. I don't want to get too much glue on there because then it shows. I got a little too much on this one. I'm going to have to pick out of there later. And one more. I'm almost done with the letters. Alright. There. There's our fall at the bottom. I think that looks cute so far. Alright, so now to here on the bottom, I cut out this pumpkin piece here that I'm going to decoupage down here, and there's some little words in the corner, so I'm going to do that off the edge. And you don't have to worry about the edges because we're just going to sand that off when it's nice and dry, which is really easy to do. But let me show you real quick for anybody who hasn't seen how I cut out my images. If you want to do it this way, you can cut them out with scissors if you want, but I don't care for the straight edges that leaves. So what I do is I take one of these little water pens. You can get these at Dollar Tree, or I got these from Amazon. I got them from Christmas a few years ago. But you're going to take your napkin, and this is a 2-ply napkin, so you're going to want to pull it down. So you're working with just the 1 ply of the napkin, otherwise you're going to end up with a bunch of wrinkles. And then just take your water pen around your image, whatever you want to cut out, and just make sure you keep your finger over top of all the image, otherwise you're going to rip it. So just make sure you can't see any of it from under your finger. And then just pull it away. You could use like a plastic knife or even a coin probably. If you don't have something like this. This came in with a paint set. I just use this thing all the time. But whatever, and you need something smooth. I have this glass mat that I got from Michael's. It's the We Are Memory Keepers glass mat. And I love this thing for this, but you could do it on a countertop or whatever. Because you're just using water. And just go around, and then, like I said, just hold your finger over your image. Otherwise you'll lose it. Just like that, and then you end up with an edge that kind of looks like this, and that way when you go to Mod Podge it onto your project, it just blends in really well instead of this like straight edge. So that's how I cut out all my images, which I need to cut out a bunch more, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to start doing this and piecing it together, and then I'll just cut out some more and do them off camera. So this piece I already have ready to go. So let's see. Yeah, there's a word. It's a unique napkin. And I want this to go right here. And then when I'm finished, hang on, let me stand up here. I can't see my camera. Whoops. Whoops. No, you couldn't see it. It's going to go right here, and then these edges will stick over. But if you just take a nail file or a piece of sandpaper and just sand that off when it's nice and dry, and I'll show you that when we're all done here. And it makes a really perfect edge. Alright, so now I do need some Mod Podge here, which I don't have out yet. And then we're just going to start adding these pretty images. And you can find all kinds of fall napkins right now. Pretty much everywhere has them. One of my Dollar Tree brushes here. And you can put Mod Podge down first if you prefer. I just go over top of it because, you know, we're down to the 1 ply of the napkin. So it's just going to lay down nicely with, it goes right through it. And then you just paint over your image. That one's a little too close. We'll get it up there. There we go. I'll delete that little stem on there. Just use lots and lots of Mod Podge and smear it around here. You don't want your brush to get dry or you will rip your napkin. And then after I'm all done with this, I'm going to go over this whole thing with a coat of Mod Podge. And if this is something you wanted to put like out on a covered porch or something, I would use the dishwasher safe Mod Podge over top of the regular Mod Podge. Because like I said before, I have a problem with that. It really makes the ink in the napkin run, the dishwasher safe stuff. So I always use some of this regular, you know, gloss Mod Podge first, and then after it dries I'll go over it with a coat or two of the dishwasher safe stuff. So there's our image on the bottom, and then I'm just going to kind of fit these in around different places, and I'm going to cut them off at the edge here. And this napkin actually had some nice little acorns and stuff, so I cut them out that I can place in here somewhere where I want them. But for now we are just going to add all these leaves on here. It's not folded. Nope, it's not folded under. Alright, so we got this on the edge here. Just make sure you get over your edge real good. So this would be easier if I put it under the letters, but I just didn't want to do that. Glue web. Alright. Alright, so we got that leaf over there, and I have one of these little leaves. I don't know which way I want this to go. Maybe coming down. Actually, I could put this whole one in here because, yeah, I think that'll look nice in there. And that's it. Just cut out different pieces and I'm just going to go up and down this whole thing here with some different leaves and things. I know what's in here. There we go. Just going over it careful to make sure there's not too many wrinkles in there. But that is how it looks so far. Alright, so I need to cut out a bunch more. Actually, this one little acorn here, I may just put that right up here on the top by this pumpkin. And then maybe put some leaves in on the side. Whoops. Got it folded, hang on. Alright, we got an acorn there. So now I just need to cut out some more of these leaves, and I'm just going to keep going up and down the sides of it here, and I'll show you how that comes out. But it's going to be pretty much, you know, same thing I did here, but I'm just going to, you know, cut out some more of these leaves out of the napkin. So after I get that pretty much done, we'll come back and put our little stand on the back. Alright, I got all the rest of these leaves put on here. I left these here just to show you guys how easy it is to take the edges off, but I think this came out really cute. I like it. I put some more little acorns in here and things, and just put some leaves here and there. So now when this, just make sure this is good and dry. I just take a nail file. You get these at Dollar Tree or wherever you can get a nail file, or you could use sandpaper, but this is just kind of easier. And then you just kind of go straight down like that. You don't want to go up on the top or you'll ruin your image, but it just cuts it off nice and straight, just like that. And then I just have this one here to do. Trying to hold this up in the air here and do it. Yeah, you just pull straight down on it, just like that. Just that simple, and gives you a nice smooth edge. So there's all our images on here. Now all we have to do is put our little tray on the back, and then we'll be done. We can put our little candle on there. Now if you wanted to, you could put like a little dowel here if you want to lean this a little farther, so you make sure your thing doesn't, your tea light candle doesn't fall off. But I just want to kind of put this back here and see where I want my, I just want the little candle part to show. So I got to kind of figure out, let's see here, my part that's not painted kind of wants to go right about there. Alright, so let me just mark that. What did I do with my pencil? Oh, here it is. Let me just give that a mark, just so I know where I want the bottom of it to go. Alright. So this is where our little shelf is going to get put. So I'm going to attach this. I'm going to put a little hot glue on here just so I can get this finished up here for the video. You don't have to if you have time to just let it sit, but we're just going to put some hot, or the wood glue on here. And I'm going to put that right on my line there. And hopefully that's nice and straight. And then these other two, I think that's good. Let's see. I'm going to wheel you up a little bit. There we go. There, that's good, right there. So we're going to put that there. And then these other two little blocks we're going to put underneath it just to give it a little support. I mean, this thing's not heavy at all. So I'm just putting a little glue on here. And I'm just going to stick that underneath just to make sure. And that is that. So after that dries, all we got to do is put our candle on there, stand this thing up, because this is what it's going to lean on. I'm going to just lean this towards my fireplace out there and just set the little candle in there. That's it. Alright, so as soon as this glue dries, I'll flip this over. I'm going to paint. I'll finish painting this after, so we can see how this came out. But the only thing left to do now is to put our candle in there and check it out. Alright guys, there it is. I was going to take it out in my living room. It's just so dark. There's terrible lighting in there as far as getting anything good as a picture or anything. But I figure I'll just set it up in here for now. But I think this is really cute. And it's going to look so nice. I'm going to try to shut the lights down here. Hang on one second and see how that looks. There we go. So yeah, I think that's adorable. I love that little candle up there in the window. So, well, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this project. This was a lot of fun to make something out of a Dollar Tree plaque. And I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day, everyone.